Good morning.
Hello, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Good morning. Can we start?
Sure, ma'am. Thank you. Can you on the camera, ma'am? Switch on the camera.
Yeah, sure. Yes. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, one and all. Hearty welcome to the inauguration of the AICTE-sponsored STTP on Paradigm Shift in Assessment and Evaluation Practices for Engineering Graduates. Let's begin the ceremony with a silent prayer. Recalling the words of Roosevelt, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Our principal, Dr. Izzat Vilagaparambil, is an epitome of hard work and success. His achievements are diverse. We invite you, sir, for the words of welcome.
Okay. Thank you, madam. Good morning, all of you. Respected guest of honor, Professor Dr. Preeti Bajaj, beloved manager, Reverend Dr. Matthew Paikad, dear colleagues from EC department and the participants, dear participants. This STTP program is brought in by AICTE to this place through our Yamuna Mahesh. And this is being organized by our Department of ECE. And it is done in 3 phases. The first phase is now is getting inaugurated. And as you know, the evaluation is the major criteria to improve quality. And this is the major aspect. Nowadays, people are thinking on education. And education has to move with a better quality. And every day, people are demanding improvements. So this is one of the best options we can do in education training. And I come to my formal ceremony. Actually, Dr. Preeti Bajaj is a Vice Chancellor of a Gulatios University. And as I know, Madam has got wide experience in quality education. And Madam is got involved in networking, industry, and user agencies to a common forum for common discussion on quality education. And Dr. Preeti Bajaj is also a member of the Council for NBA Assessment Council. And not only that, Professor Madam has involved has got a lot of experience in autonomous practices, which now the NEP is aiming at. So the quality education, one step is getting through autonomous and then coming out to the deemed university type of status. Also, I welcome Reverend Father Manager to this function, who is our beloved manager who always support educational aspects of this college. And Father Manager has got wide experience in a European type of education system, which nowadays we are aiming through NEP also. And I formally welcome Father Manager also to this function. And I congratulate Yamuna Mahesh for bringing this particular STTP through AICTE. And she has taken the support of all the faculty in her department to conduct this program by organizing different groups for conducting this activity. And I welcome Madam Yamuna Miss also for this particular function. And I welcome our Dean, Dr. Jacob Philip, Professor Dr. Jacob Philip for this function, because he is an eminent person in the field of education with a wide range of experience as a professor, as a director for in his own organization for a measuring institute. Like that, wide range of experience and lot of students graduated for a PhD program under his guidance. And I welcome Professor Dr. Jacob Philip also. Okay. And it is a great pleasure to see that all faculty in EC Department of Amal Jyoti College of Engineering join their hands along with the HOD and Emina Mahesh to do this activity and to make it a successful event and useful for the future of education system. And I thank and I welcome the EC department, each and every staff for this function. And also I welcome the participants who are present here, and what all things you gain and when you practice, this will add to the education system in your own way, in your own place also. And we also add this knowledge in our all other departments also through this program. With this, I conclude and I thank you. And once again, good morning to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for the warm words. Thank you, sir, for the warm words of welcome. Now I invite the course coordinator, Dr. Therese Emina Mahesh, to talk about the objectives of this STTP.
Most honored chief guest, Dr. Preeti Bajaj, Vice Chancellor, Galgothias University, respected manager, Reverend Dr. Matthew Paikard, respected principal, Dr. Isadvi Lakaparambil, Dr. Jacob Philip, Dean Academic, dearest invitees, HODs, other distinguished guests, and my dear colleagues. On this wonderful day, we mark the beginning of the first phase of the STTP on paradigm shift in assessment and evaluation practices of engineering graduates. We are thankful to AICTE for sanctioning us this short-term training program at a time when our educational system is undergoing a most needed transformation with the National Education Policy 2020. We have got over 200 registered participants who are members of faculty of AICTE approved institutions. Today, we are living in an era where outcome-based education is the need of the hour. Our country has an excellent tradition in education, which has its origin from Gurukulams. The system of education followed over there closely resembled the outcome-based education, which is education with a set goal. Once the student completes the program, he should have attained the goal. Now, NBA has come up with 12 program outcomes for engineering graduates. If we teachers are to implement the outcome-based education in its real sense, we should have a clear understanding of the program outcomes. Now, this is the main objective of this short-term training program. Our quest for outcome-based education started in 2008, when we were first accredited with National Board of Accreditation. The more we thought about the topic and the more interesting and relevant it proved to be. From then, we were striving to bring about a change from a grade-based system to outcome-based system, even within the limits of the current educational scenario, which is mostly grade-based. The phase 1 of the STTP is purely for understanding the program outcomes. We have exceptional resource persons from the academia and industry who have proved the outcomes in their career and are ready to pass on their knowledge to members of faculty and thus reach out to the students. Phase 2 goes with the theme, need for accreditation in engineering colleges, and phase 3 discusses modern tool usage for education and assessment. With the able guidance of our principal and the unconditional support of our management. And today, Coincidentally, our manager is celebrating his birthday, and we wish him all the best on his birthday. And our college, under their guideship, our college has proved to be a real example of outcome-based education with the establishment of 2 TBIs on the campus and an industry in institute for students to earn while they learn. Once again, I welcome all the resource persons who have logged in now. And also I thank you and wish you all a great learning experience. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Let's be grateful to people who make us happy. They are the charming gardeners who make our souls blossom. Our manager, Reverend Dr. Matthew Paikart, is the strong driving force behind every venture of Amal Jyoti. Today is a special day for all of us. As Eminem is already told, our father manager is celebrating his birthday. Father, on this special day, we wish you a blessed and a joyful birthday. Also, we invite you, Father, for the presidential address.
Good morning and warm greetings to all. It gives me great pleasure to be a part of the inaugural ceremony of this AICTE-sponsored short-term training program on paradigm shift in assessment and evaluation practices of engineering graduates, organized by the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering of our college. We are honored to have with us Dr. Preeti Bajaj, Vice Chancellor, Calgothias University, as our chief guest today. My best wishes to the participants and the external resource persons. My wishes to the course coordinator, Dr. Therese Yamuna Mahesh, for securing this funded program to our campus and bringing in the resource persons. Our program coordinators, Mithun Joy, Deepa Joseph, Marine Joseph, and the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, one of the prime departments of the college, under the leadership of Professor K.G. Sadish Kumar, for organizing the event. The STTP, as the title suggests, revolves around the assessment and evaluation practices for institutions offering engineering education. With automation and innovative software in play, the practices are bound to change for the benefits of all the stakeholders. I wish these sessions titled by the various experts enlighten all the participants for a prospective career. Education is the most imperative segment of a rock-hard social foundation. The growing and pressing needs of the current education scenario to cater to students of varied and distinct capabilities have been a hot topic of discussion for a very long time. The recent formulation of NEP 2020 is in alignment with the same, proposing sweeping changes in school and higher education. Amal Jyoti, a numero uno private engineering college of the state, has been in the forefront of implementing such practices, enabling it to stand apart from the rest of the colleges in the state. Yet we believe in reinventing way long. Hence, we engage in such formative training programs to empower the teaching community. Along with the innovations in academic forefront, Amal Jyoti stands tall among its peers, being first engineering college in Kerala to establish an IEDC sponsored by the DST Government of India, to accomplish a TBI for entrepreneurs with the Government of India funding, to establish a 5 crore bio TBI sponsored by BIRAH of DBT, Government of India, to set up an industry institute for students to earn while they learn, and a lot more. Thanks to all keynote speakers and delegates of this training program, and I hope and wish that it will bring new insights to all participants. With prayerful regards to one and all, I remain. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Father, for your warm words. Leadership is all about impact, influence, and inspiration, resulting in greater results. We are indeed privileged to have amidst us Dr. Preeti Bajaj, the Vice Chancellor of Galgothias University. She has profound expertise in OBE, designing curriculum, NBA, NAC accreditations, administration, strategic management, industry academia collaboration, and the list goes on. Ma'am, we wholeheartedly welcome you for the inaugural address.
Respected Father Manager, Dr. Matthew, Principal Amarjyoti College of Engineering, Dr. Lakparam Will, the Coordinator of STTP, Dr. Yamuna Mahesh, invitees, and dear participants. Good morning, all. I'm happy to see and listen to the growth of the institution. Extremely happy. In fact, I could see 2008, the NBA accreditation of the department and OBE initiatives, the 2 TBIs in the campus, the IEDC, and all that I have also done. So I could see that, you know, the path, you are absolutely on the quality, path, which is long way to go. So at the outset, thank you so much for inviting me to inaugurate this STTP, which is again on the topic which is very, very relevant as on today. Let me correct few things. I'm not right now on the NBA assessment committee. I was part of, general council in NBA long back, maybe 2013 to 16. And right now, yes, I was an NAC assessor. So coming to the topic, which is very, very challenging, I would like to congratulate for Dr. Yamuna Mahesh for choosing the topic, which is again on, paradigm shift in the assessment and evaluation practices for engineering graduates. This epidemic has already shown when there is an issue, people will come out with, innovation. So the students were not in the campus, the faculties were not in the campus, the authorities were not in the campus, and still in difficult times, all institutions in the country have worked very well, right, for education, for assessment, and then new way of assessment have come up, which we never thought of, that will be part and parcel of regular teaching. Whether online education would be there for long or not as an official way of communication, but these tools which have been evolved by each and every faculty, individual, and institution will stay long and will really play a very important role in regular teaching and assessment. With these few words, thank you so much for inviting me to be chief guest of this inaugural ceremony. I'm really happy to be part of this STTP and especially this inaugural program. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Principal Sir. And thank you, Dr. Yamuna Mahesh. Look forward to have, again, detailed discussion during my keynote. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for the thought-provoking words. Gratitude makes sense of your past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. I invite Dr. Jacob Philip, Dean Academic, for delivering vote of thanks.
Respected President of the function, Reverend Dr. Matthew Paikad, our manager, chief guest of the function, Dr. Preeti Bajaj, Vice Chancellor, Galgothias University, Principal of the college, Dr. Z.V. Lakaparambil, Dr. Therese Yamuna Mahesh, coordinator of this program, faculty, all participants to this STTP, faculty of the college, and the pleasant duty bestowed on me is to propose the vote of thanks. I am very happy to be a part of this function. And first and foremost, I would like to thank the chief guest of the day, Dr. Preeti Bajaj, for sharing this stage with us. And I thank you, madam, for your gesture. I thank our manager, Reverend Dr. Matthew Paikard, for presiding over the function. I thank our principal, Dr. Z.B. Lakaparambil, for his words. It was the effort of Dr. Therese Yamuna Mahesh to bring this STTP to our college, and I thank her for her efforts. And I thank all the participants who have signed up for this program, and I hope that this program would turn out to be very useful for them in their career. I thank all the participants for their interest and for their kind participation. And I thank all faculty members, HOD, and of the electronics department for organizing this program. Last but not least, I thank All India Council for Technical Education for their support for this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your words of gratitude. Dear all, we have come to the end of the inaugural ceremony. Once again, thank you all dignitaries for joining the inaugural session. Thank you. Now, let us move on to the first session of the STTP by Dr. Preeti Bajaj, Vice Chancellor of Galgothias University. The session will be on creating awareness of outcome-based education and OBA. I earnestly invite Dr. Minnie Matthew, the HOD of Civil Engineering Department, to introduce our eminent resource person, Dr. Preeti Bajaj.
Okay, now I call upon
Can I start?
Good morning, one and all. Dr. Preeti Bajaj is currently Vice Chancellor of Galgothias University since 2nd December 2019. She has also been instrumental to design and development of intelligent transport systems in public and private sector like toll collection, toll audit, highway traffic management system, and AITs by applying soft hybrid computing, intelligent systems, and applications of fuzzy logic in ITS. She is presently engaged into applications of artificial intelligence in healthcare, precision agriculture, and intelligent transportation. Her professional societal affiliation include Fellow Institution of Engineers, Fellow IETE, Senior Member IEEE, LMISTE, and LMCSI. She is presently Vice Chair Awards IEEE India Council Member, MG Awards and Recognition Committee, and Founder Chair of Nagpur Subsection and also on BOG of IEEE HKN. She has chaired many sections in international conferences in India and abroad. 7 students have been awarded PhD under her supervision, and 5 have submitted their PhD thesis. She has authored and co-authored 150 plus reviewed publication with a citation of 800. Dr. Bajaj holds several awards like Best Teacher Award, Bhaskar Women's Award, and Faculty of Month. She was on General Council of National Board of Accreditation. She has taught soft computing to the undergraduate and postgraduate students of computer science and electronics engineering. Her major contribution is in design and development of driver assistance systems like driver's fatigue detection system, driver's action and emotion detection system, driver's behavior modeling, and applying hybrid, fuzzy, and genetics to various intelligent transportation systems. She is founder general chair of ICTT series of 8 IEEE conferences. She has vast experience in handling autonomous institutions, NBA Tier 1, NAC. She has brought crores of rupees grant and handled prestigious projects like TechCube 1, TechCube 2, AICTE Mahadarshan, DST Nidhi, TBI in her earlier assignment at GHRCE. She is also being recognized as resource person by National Board of Accreditation for creating awareness of outcome-based education and assessment, and also is ex-member of General Council of NBA. She has visited countries like Singapore, Hong Kong, UK, Japan, Malaysia, and USA. Her efforts have turned 2000 projects into patents, leading to transform a private engineering institution into India's premier engineering institution.
So,
Ma'am,
yeah.
Ma'am, we welcome you for the session.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you once again, everyone, for inviting me for having this keynote, which is again very close to me, creating awareness on outcome-based education and OBE. Let me, although many of you must have seen, so I wanted to have a session to be little interactive to know, what is the level of understanding on OBE with the participants, and thereafter we can take up, So I will just go through initial few slides, which will give you idea about, again, to help in, understanding the OBE in large, at broad perspective, and then we can always take up, some questions which will give me understanding how you are able to derive and implement OBE, especially in terms of innovation in assessment. So this is, I always say, when we talk about OBE, we miss one or the other parameter. So OBE is in totality. OBE cannot be, only for outcome-based education, is neither only for assessment, neither for only teaching, and neither for only curriculum. So when we talk about OBE, it is always in totality. So so outcome-based education is about deriving outcome-based curriculum, which is again aligned to your vision and mission. It is not, you cannot standardize it. You cannot standardize across the university. It cannot be standardized across the country. It is based on your vision and mission, which could be different. You wanted to have your graduates and alumni, everyone to be only in, strategic management. You wanted them to be only good entrepreneur. You wanted them to be good researchers. You wanted them to be good, employee, or to follow the ethics in the life, in, so work in a social domain. So the vision would be yours, and then finally you will see whether your vision is accomplished or not. So the curriculum should be based on your vision, and mission will give you a step how you are achieving your vision. So outcome based curriculum, which is pertaining to and derived for your vision and mission. This cannot be standardized, first thing. Second, outcome-based teaching learning. So to again, outcome-based curriculum is not sufficient, but then for that you need to have teaching learning also outcome-based, which will give you outcomes as desired. And finally, for having this curriculum and teaching learning is not sufficient, because the student should attain those qualities. So whether they have attained or not, you have to customize your tools. Tools cannot be standardized for everyone. So with these three components in totality, we can say that one who follows these three can only being labeled or tagged as the institution which is following OBE. And then in one, maybe at the beginning, you may not be sure about that this is going to be outcome. Although you know your vision and mission very well, but then you adopt certain teaching learning, you derive certain curriculum, and then you go for certain assessment tool. Now, this set of assessment tool may not be correct for the teaching learning which you have and the outcomes you require. So it is all about improvement. I always call, so outcome-based education is all about improvement. It cannot have a standardized tool. You have to practice, you have to implement, you have to ensure, you will learn, you will identify the gaps, and then identified gaps have to be rectified in second attempt, third attempt, until you attain fully. So this is all about outcome-based education. It's a feedback, it's a closed loop system when we talk about engineering colleges. So it's a closed loop system. You are implementing, and then you are ensuring what is the gap. You are testing and checking the outcome. If you realize that there are gaps and it is not as per the targets which you have set. So typical control system, I would say. So when you have a control system, you ensure that there is a feedback, and then feedback is negative or positive, or you are getting the output. If it is no, then you are going back and you are correcting, and then again you are checking. So it's all about that. Now, so as I said, the 6 important parameters of outcome-based education, which will have, again, because we have to go for shift in paradigm shift, we need to test in the assessment and evaluation practices. Before that, we need to understand some basics of the OBE. So these are the 6 parameters: vision and mission of your institution, vision and mission of your department or the school, program educational objectives, program outcomes, program specific outcomes, and course outcomes. So these are going to be 6 key components. How you can derive the vision and mission? So again, the vision is can I have a interactive session, and some of the participants can throw light on vision and mission, so that I can also understand. If we can unmute the participant, would be great, and then we can get some inputs also from people. I would request the organizer if you can unmute, and then some questions can be in the chat box. That also I can take it. That would be also fine with us. So
sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. We'll do that. Dear participants, you can either hand raise or put your queries or your suggestions in the chat box. You can use either the chat box or use the hand raise option. Ma'am, there's a question.
Yeah, can you read out? Yeah, I can see. So vision of the institution is for 5 to 10 years. So, okay. Now 5 to 10 years is almost 200%, so either it could be for 5 years or it could be for 10 years. So we have to have any other So how you can define vision?
Ma'am, there is a question in the chat box. How do we frame mission and vision?
So I thought of actually wanted to know, like when we are starting with the paradigm shift in the assessment, so whether I should start from vision and mission, or it should be directly to outcomes. So I got in my answer, I'll start with the vision and mission. That will help me,
Sure, ma'am.
So vision and mission of the institution. So if I go with vision and mission of the institution, dear participants, vision is always for the institution. When we talk about, for the university, we talk about, it is, you know, a plan. It is the reason for which the institution is there, and the reason for the existence of the institution. So existence of the institution, when promoters think about any institution, to build any institution, what vision they do have. That can be how they want institution to be there in long run, how they want stakeholders to do. That's all to be jotted down in the terms of vision. The mission is how you can accomplish that vision. Now, if I go with the definition, you can see the vision is a futuristic statement which management department will see later. So vision is a futuristic statement which management dreams for how they wanted to see the institution. That's what I said. The picture of future where one has to go. The management wanted the institution, all stakeholders to go. Mission is a statement to define the way or the method to accomplish the same. Okay, so you can have few institutions just write one para as a part of mission. Few institutions do write 1, 2, 3, 4 some statements as a part of mission. Both are correct, but I would say although there are both the ways which are being adopted worldwide. You can subbreak your mission into number of small statements, or you can have one statement as a mission. That's both are allowed. Now, mission can also tell about the way, means the infrastructure, the resources, the faculty in terms of preparation, in terms of center of excellences, lab, the faculty, how all preparations, what all you will do to accomplish that vision. That is nothing but that will be jotted down, or that will be stated in terms of mission. Now, vision and mission of the department. The vision and mission of the school may have number of departments. So every department may have its suppose the school or school of electronics and communication may have 3 departments. One is electrical, one is communication. So both may have different vision and mission, because the different set of resources would be required for that. So different thought process that goes worldwide. As I said, it's all about how you are implementing, what kind of results you have gotten, and how you are correcting yourself with that. So the next, how to accomplish vision and mission. So how you can write down the vision statement. The promoters or the promoters would write, they will state what they wanted, how they wanted to see. All stakeholders can be involved in that. And suppose right now we are reviewing our vision and mission. So please form the group, top management, middle management, the one who are implementing the processes, the students, everyone can be part of. All stakeholders can form the team at all level, and then they will review the vision statement. Are these the statements, whatever has been mentioned, is that what we are implementing, that we are achieving? Our graduates who are going in the society, are they are aligning to what vision statement is? If not, where is the deviation? Then the deviation is the new one is correct, or the statement we need to align ourselves in terms of our mission, infrastructure requirement, everything. So it is a time for introspection, and then we can finally, if we think we need to align, we can. I will give you a small example. Long back when I was part of the institution, so the vision statement had one word, which was to create world class engineers. And then over the period of time, when we realized that it cannot be true for engineers, because whatever our graduates, those who are graduating from my college, they are going to society, and they are not confined to only engineering profession. They are confined to, they have taken up management profession, they are into consultation, they are into different social issues, they are entrepreneur, and above all, they are into fashion industry and many other businesses, music, and then multimedia and whatnot. So finally we said, no, we will create world class professionals, because everything what I said is about profession, and it's not about engineering. Engineering gives you a basic aptitude building. So then finally we replace the word engineer to be professional, but that word we derive after lot of brainstorming, discussion at all level. So how to accomplish your vision and mission? Instead of that, I would say this slide should have been how to frame the vision and mission statement, how you can come out to vision and mission statement. So how to reach to a particular statement? You need to have a brainstorming session. So you need to divide yourselves into team. The team leaders could be the department heads, the vice principal, the decision makers, the deans of the university or the college, and the top management. And then you have middle level management, you have staff who are working under you, the non-teaching staff, the students of the institution, the alumni of the institution, the industry members, the board members, everybody can be part of that. The draft statements can be framed, that those can be again shared with everyone, that can be on your website, publicized, and then get the review by everyone, and then again reach out to the final vision and mission statement, display it all places. So that's about accomplishing and framing and accomplishing vision and mission. So again, the coming to the vision and mission statement of the department. Now, vision and mission statement of the department has to be in correlation with the institution. It cannot be, the institution wanted every graduate to become a entrepreneur, and the department wanted to be a job seeker. That correlation will not stand, because all departments together will form and frame all departments together, if they are aligned to what institution's vision is, then and then you can say, oh, institution has produced so many people with entrepreneurial skill. So now you being at Amarjyoti, you have 2 TBIs, you are working with IEDC, and then you are working on outcome-based education. You need to see that whether your vision and mission statement have entrepreneurial skill or innovation as a part of. So that is how we derive. The vision and mission statement of the department must be in correlation with the institution vision and mission, maybe more focused on the department expertise. So everybody, when have a department expertise, finally at the institute level, we will have that expertise also, and we are confined to the university vision and mission. Then SWOT of department to frame it the way we have done at central level, same has to be done at the bottom level or at the department level as well. The mission statement, as I said, may include the faculty role, focus on the curriculum, connections, and then statements and community. So the same process which we have done for the vision and mission of the department, institution, the same will be followed. The feedback is taken from all stakeholders like employers, alumni, skill enhanced employers, alumni, recruiters, maybe your current students, everyone. And then what kind of, it could be, the feedback could be about the vision and mission, feedback could be about the challenges they have faced when they have entered into outside, challenges from the employer must have a division, training division. The training division has everything listed about the new recruits, like where they are lacking and what kind of training has been given to make them suitable for the organization. That input, if we can get in, it would give us, a lot of information, what our alumni or what our graduates know and what they don't, and what needs to be done at the college level. And that input, probably everyone doesn't know that there is a training division who can give you directly inputs on, official inputs as well. The department strengths also to be identified during this stakeholders feedback, where we are good and where what needs to be done. So SWOT has to be done. So if SWOT exercise is done, thereafter we know our strengths and weaknesses. Strengths can be reflected in the mission. The brainstorming sessions to be done, the ad hoc statement, same the way we have framed our vision and mission for the university or this college, the same way we have to frame the vision and mission statement of the department. We have to frame the ad hoc statements. We have to come out with the after getting ad hoc statements, final statement, again the feedbacks to be done, and then final statement we can arrive. Now, again, these are this has been covered, that university and the department vision mission must be, or institution, I mean the college and the department vision mission must be synced. Now the second parameter, if I go back to this, I said 6 parameters are there, wherein we talked about outcome-based education, vision and mission of the institution, we have seen, vision and mission of the department, we have seen. The third very important parameter is program educational objective. So before I go for program educational objective, again, I can take up 1 or 2 questions. So I can see the 3 questions are there. I will see. Okay, what is the difference between PO and PSO? So we have still time. We have 2 hours time, so 1.5 hours. So I will cover that PO and PSO. The next is how we have to be in another 5 years vision statements. Mission statements are how we can attain the vision statements with 2 or 4 statements. What is the paradigm shift we have to implement in the education? Okay, so now coming to the first question, what is the difference between PO and PSO? Is it must to have the PSO? Yes, we need to have a program, specific outcomes. It is necessary. You may have one, but then it will help you to attain your program outcomes. Then how we have to be in another 5 years is the vision statement. I would say you cannot define the period that it is for 3 years, 5 years, 7 years. The vision is a broad statement, but yes, you need to have a periodic review. You have to have a system to have a review of your vision and mission statement. And then you may find that vision is the same, but mission needs to be changed. And then many a times you will find that vision is being deviated because of sudden change in the technology, like maybe some sudden change in global level, some decisions have been taken, and then you find that there is a paradigm shift in the thought process. Then you need to realign your vision. So all that would be, so you cannot fix a period. Generally, vision can be same for 5 to 7 years, but then I would say the short term could be a goal. Short term and long term could be a goal, but then the vision has to be for 5-7 years, but still you cannot define. I would say you need to review the vision, that mechanism you need to have. And then mission is, so you can, how you can attain the vision statement with the 2 to 4 statements. So you need to be very careful. You need to understand the vision. You need to break that vision into number of goals, short term, long term goals, understand what needs to be done to attain that. And then you can frame that within some statements. It cannot be specific. It can be about, as I said, about the infrastructure, about the requirement, how about the resources building to accomplish that. And then what is the paradigm shift we need to implement in the education? I would say that everyone needs to be outcome-based education, and rather than following and reading, understanding outcome-based education is very, very essential. That's what you have done. So you are on a correct path, Amarjyoti College. So what we need to do is all our teachers to understand outcome-based education, because there is no hard and fast rule or set of rule that what needs to be done for change of assessment and curriculum. We cannot follow the others. We need to have our own curriculum. We need to have our own way of working to accomplish our own vision and mission, which we have set for ourselves. So that's what for vision and mission of the institution and the department. The third parameter, which is very, very important, now I will be switching to that, is program educational objective. Coming to program educational objective, it is program educational objectives are broad statements that describe what graduates are expected to attain within first few years of graduation. It means once the students are graduated from your school, within few years of graduation, what they are supposed to do. So that has to be defined in terms of PEO. Now, many a times when we frame PEO, the common mistakes which I see generally in the statements is, those mistakes are: one, the student shall do this and this. It cannot be student shall do, because please read carefully. The program educational objective means broad statements that describes what graduates are expected to attain within few years of graduation. When they are graduates, they are out of your institution, they are out of your institution or university. It means they are working somewhere. They may not work, but they are not part of your institution. So then you cannot call them students. They are graduates. So when you are writing PEO, you can write the graduate shall do so and so. It describes the professional and career accomplishment for that the program is preparing the graduates to accomplish. You cannot write they should have lifelong learning skills, because lifelong learning skill is your program outcome, and you expect them to earn or learn when they are part of your campus as a one of the program outcome. You cannot write that's not professional and career accomplishments. And then objectives are based on needs of the program constituencies. Now, professional and career accomplishment, you can say the graduate shall have, maybe will take up higher education within few years of attainment. So it could be about professional and career related accomplishment. They will be at the managerial positions, they will be at the decision makers. That you cannot write they should have a problem solving skills, because that is expected when they are part of your campus in 4 years. So please remember few things. Checklist for the framing program educational objective. First, you are writing about graduates when they are not in the campus. Second, you are writing about the graduates, what they shall do in initial few years of their career. You cannot say that they will complete their PhD, because the few years could be 2 to 4 years or 2 to 5 years or 3 to 5 years. Within 5 years, very few will be able to do the PhD, and then everyone will not go. So you have to say, one, it is about graduates. It is about what is attainable within 2 to 5 years after their graduation. Third, It should describe professional and career accomplishments. It cannot be fourth. It cannot be restatement of program outcome. 5. It can be only small statements. You cannot write one long para wherein you are lost in between and the one who is reading also get lost. So it has to be a very small, short statements. And then finally, it should be based on needs of the program constituencies. So you can list down who are they program constituents, and then it should be based on their needs. So again, what I said is based on the needs of the constituent, consistent with the mission of the institution, mission of the department, reflect the expected achievements of graduates within few years of graduation, and student outcomes enables achievement. So if program outcomes are not attained, you cannot expect PEO also to be attained. The number of PEO should be manageable. If you cannot have 10 PEOs and 10 POs, you can have, I would say the ideal value could be maybe 3. So 2 to 4 is a maximum 4 can be NPEO. I would recommend, but then 3 only, based on my experiment. So whatever I said, I have summarized. Those should be broad statement, achievable achievements, attainable within 3 to 5 years. It should be measurable. It should not be unrealistic, I would say. It should not be a restatement of program outcome. It should be small statement, indicate professional and career competency. That's what you have to remember, PEO attributes. I talked about it should be based on needs of the constituents. So according to me, these are the constituents of the program: employer, industries, faculty, society, professional society, accreditation body, parents, management, alumni, students, BOS, and advisory board, etc. So if any other, we can always, you can discuss also. So can I take up some question on the PEO framing as well? And I can take up, if you can share your PEO statement, I can comment on that as well. Then we can go to the next point in the same, which is program outcomes.
Participants, you can post your queries in the chat box.
So by the time queries would come, I will just go through the next part of the next segment of the program. That is, the program outcomes. So before that, please remember this pyramid diagram, which you must have seen and which is very, very common as well. But this diagram is really will give you a complete picture of outcome-based education. So here is the mission of the program, mission of the institution, and mission of the department. What you have done, design of the program. When you are designing the program, what you are doing, you have framed PEO. PEOs again, what your alumni or what your graduates are supposed to do within 3 to 5 years of graduation. If you can write, because that is related with your mission. From mission statement, you have written what your alumni or graduates are supposed to do. Based on that, you will see what needs to be done at program level. So if you can target what your graduates shall do after 3 to 5 years of graduation, you should be able to forecast, you should be able to visualize what they are supposed to do during graduation. If you have done that, so that will give you idea about what your students are supposed to do at the course level, individual subject level. And if you have derived what are the expectations from the course outcome. So mathematics syllabus can vary from anything to everything. And then what needs to be taught to accomplish, what are your POs and what are your PEOs will be very, very important. And then when you know the course outcome, then you can derive the program outcome, because the course outcomes have to be expanded in terms of program curriculum. Now, this is about design of curriculum or design of program curriculum, which is a top-down approach. Please remember this. And when you go for attainment, checking the attainment and accomplishment of your mission, it is always bottom-up approach. You have your program curriculum, right? You are teaching that to the students, and through course outcomes, when you are evaluating, assessing the course outcome, you know what they have understood, what not. And then you are finally, from course outcome, you are checking what are program outcomes. And then finally, you are checking whether the students could reach out and learn and have professional and career competency when they are graduating. And if they are, then you have accomplished your mission. Anything is missing, then it's a closed loop. You revise and then you accomplish. So this is your, so accomplishment or measuring of outcome is always bottom up, whereas designing of curriculum is always top down. This diagram is very, very important, dear teachers, dear participants. Please ensure that you learn out of that. There are two, one question which I could see. So POs are objectives that graduates will be able to do after 3 years of graduation, not within graduation. Yes, I have not said within graduation. I have said that POs are the objectives for which will give you, which will give identity for your program, which will give identity to your program. So Berkeley University may have different objectives, and then Stanford may have different, and MIT may have different. So PO will be the objectives which graduates shall able to do after 3, not exactly 3, but 3 to 5 years. It could be 2 to 5 years as well. So but to accomplish that, to have that, it is necessary that your program outcomes are attained. If your program outcomes are not attained, you cannot expect students to or graduates to attain your POs as well, because they are not at that level as well. So this is the input from my side. So I have not said within graduation anytime. The next slide would be any doubt in understanding, because I define outcome based education through this pyramid diagram only. This is a wonderful diagram which somebody has drawn, and then we can customize always with ours. So any other question, if you have, please let me know. The next part would be the PO development. So I'll not enter into PO development. I have set the rule book which is there, but we can read out some of the statements of POs for particular course or maybe particular program. So like POs for electronics engineering could be the graduate shall exhibit their professional knowledge in the field of electronics and software areas. I mean, that could be the graduate shall exhibit their professional knowledge in the field of electronics and software. Now you have to identify, I will go back to the first one. Tell me if these are the, for electronics engineering, these are the POs which are wrong and which do not follow the 6 rules which I have said. They need to be broad, they should be short, they need not to have a repetition of program outcome, they should be, it should be achievable or measurable. So which rule is not being followed, which are correct and which are not correct? Can I have a review? I'm just giving you, because I have taken up from various universities or from their websites and just wanted to know whether you can highlight on this. So in the chat box, immediately you can comment on which are the correct one and which are not correct one. So first one is correct. Apply technical skills to find the solution of complex problem encountered in the modern electronics engineering practice. Is it correct? The second one, about function effectively in the world of rapidly changing technology in the broad context of electronics engineering and to develop the products and technologies for the service to mankind. Satisfy the stakeholders, quality, assurance, and take up higher studies. Use their skills for ethical and professional manner. So I'll just go back. Now these are the 4. I will go back where they do not follow. Now look at broad statement. Achievements attainable within 3 to 5 years. Measurable, not a restatement of program outcome. So now if I come back to this, complex problem and ethical and professional manner, is it not same? So probably these will not stand, but other 2 are related to career, higher education, and then to develop the products and technologies can be considered. Here again, another institution who have developed for their electronics. The graduates shall exhibit their professional knowledge in the field of electronics and software areas. The graduates shall demonstrate their research skills in multidisciplinary environment and in higher studies. The graduate shall emerge as a potential entrepreneur and contribute to the development of the society. So you need to find out whether what is correct and what is not. So, but then these, according to me, these are all correct. PEO statements. Then PSO. So when PSO would come, I will come to that. But then PSO is develop the real time applications using printed circuit board and integrated circuit, develop the communication system and applications using IoT, AI, and machine learning. So I'm giving you some sample for other program as well. PO for the information technology. So PO for information technology, please look at, I'm not claiming that these are all correct. I have taken up from XYZ institution. We just have to, you are the best one to justify and check whether this follows the checklist or not. These are broad statement, these are measurable, these are not restatements of the program outcomes, and then it indicates the professional and career competency. So the educational objectives of the information technology programs are designed to produce the competent engineers who are ready to contribute effectively for the advancement of information technology causes and to accommodate the needs of the profession. The graduate shall practice IT in the general disciplines of design, development, deployment of software and integration of existing technology for e-governance nationwide. Apply fundamental technical knowledge and skill to provide workable solution to problems in the various areas of IT. Pursue the higher education, R&D, and deploy creative efforts in the area of information technology. Use of acquired knowledge in societal and environmental sensitive manner with the professional ethics in a team. So probably the last one, do you agree that it doesn't suit and this is not correct? Use the acquired knowledge in societal and environmental sensitive manner, because environment, societal, professional ethics, team building, all that have been, So this has been there. So this cannot be part of PEO for the SAT. Again, for civil engineering, some sample. So I can take up some questions if there are, those are in the chat. No, I think there are no questions in the chat. So probably PO is that which you understand very well, I guess so. Now, for civil engineering, the educational objectives of the civil engineering are designed to produce the skilled engineers who are ready to contribute effectively to the civil engineering profession, are ready to handle the challenges of profession. The civil engineering department is committed to produce civil engineers who shall apply fundamental technical knowledge and skills to find creative solutions to technological challenges and problems in various areas. Shall be able to analyze, design, and use skills in order to formulate and solve civil engineering problems. Shall be able to practice civil engineering in a responsible, professional, and ethical manner and implement eco-friendly, sustainable technologies for the benefit of the industry and society. To take up higher education and to engage the research and development in the civil engineering and allied areas. I will like to take up some questions, and if you can post your PEOs of your institution would be great help to me. If you can do that, I'm just giving you 1 minute. Can I take up 1 or 2 PEOs will help you? Okay.
Sure, ma'am, we'll do that.
Yeah, so if in case you can give, that would be great. But then if not, tell me from this screen which is not correct, which is not applicable, and which is not part of PEO, which should not be part of set of PEO. There are 4 PEOs shall apply Please ensure, again, one word while writing, shall apply. It should not be will. I have seen many a times, will is being used. So it should be shall. The next is the educational objectives for the mechanical engineering. The educational objectives of the mechanical engineering programs are designed to produce the competent engineers who are ready to contribute effectively to the advancement of mechanical engineering causes and to accommodate the needs of the profession. The mechanical engineering department is dedicated to graduating mechanical engineers who shall practice mechanical engineering in the general disciplines of design, thermal, manufacturing. Look at what statements I have used. I have said that the graduate shall practice mechanical engineering in general disciplines of design, thermal and manufacturing. I have covered almost all disciplines of sub-disciplines on areas of mechanical engineering wherein any graduate can work. And then the shall be engineering professional and innovator in core engineering and service industries or pursue higher study. Because of 3D printing and then additive manufacturing, then industry 4.0, I have said just innovation. Shall be competent in the latest technologies by exploiting automation and smart manufacturing, because smart manufacturing, smart foundry is a need of an hour for mechanical engineer to know. Then shall leverage their imbibed skills through continuous working on technologies like drone and additive manufacturing knowledge to transform the society. So we just have said what are the expectations from mechanical engineering, close to digital domain, but then being in core domain, what they are supposed to do. There are others as well. So PSO we can discuss later on, but then right now we are working on, so these are the sample POs for various branches: electrical engineering, then electronics engineering, communication engineering. We can take it for CSE as well, POs of the CSE or computer science and engineering. Look at the PEOs of the computer science and engineering. The graduates of computer science and engineering shall engage with leading global software services and product development companies handling projects in cutting edge technologies. So suppose probably because PEOs are supposed to be aligned with the vision and mission statement of the department and the institution, probably the institution who has put in these PEO must have vision and mission to recruit their students at global level. That is what they have said, engage with leading global software services. They are expecting their graduates to engage with the leading global software services immediately after within 3 to 5 years. Product development companies handling projects in the cutting edge technologies. Second, the engage in technical and managerial role at government firms, corporate startups, and contribute to the society as successful entrepreneur. And third, undertake the higher education, research, or academia at institutions of transnational reputation. Apply all the skills requisite to industry. Now, this is about PSO. PSO is about skills, so we will take later, but then see what skills computer science engineer is asking about. So apply all skill requisite to industry 4.0 to various real-time problems in multidisciplinary domain. Now, the PSO is he's asking about multidisciplinary knowledge to the students. This is PSO is always within 4 years. So then all skills requisite to industry 4.0. It means cloud, AI, data science, IoT, all. Next would be about program outcome. Before that, I'd like to take up the questions. So PEO's 1, to develop the quality application software with innovate ideas to meet the industrial requirements. So to develop, how you will frame that statement? The statement could be, the statement is going to be, the graduates of so-and-so program shall develop quality application software with innovative ideas to meet the industrial requirement. So it should be, the graduates of so-and-so program shall have ability to develop the quality application softwares. It cannot be one softwares with innovative ideas to meet the with innovative ideas instead of innovative ideas, with innovative ideas in an innovative way to meet the industrial requirement. So it may not be a new software. It may be, there must be software, but he can come out with an innovative way to meet with industrial requirement. That is about comment about first. Should the POs to be future tense? No. They should have a capability to do that. It cannot be a future tense. Then shall have, it should be. Then the next is to imbibe the current technologies and to adopt in computing profession as per changing needs. To imbibe the current technologies and to adopt in computing profession as per the changing needs. That's lifelong learning. It is indirect way of lifelong learning. I don't think PO2 is correct. It is very, very general, very broad. Very broad. It should be a broad statement, but it should focus on career competency and professional requirements. Third, to progress in their career with leadership qualities and ethical values that enhances self and social growth. Now, career they should make the career with leadership quality. Leadership, teamwork is all part of PO. Ethical value is also part of PO. So I don't think PEO3 is correct. PEO2 is also not correct. PEO1 is correct. But then you should add graduate shall have qualities, the capabilities to develop quality application softwares in innovative way, not with innovative ideas, in innovative way to meet the industrial requirement. Again, these are my inputs. It may vary person to person. So it's a good exercise, but I must say it's a good exercise. So Dr. Yamuna, how is the pace? Is it too fast? Shall I take more examples or it is fine?
It's fine, ma'am. And you can continue.
Okay. So now next is program outcomes, which is again known to everyone. I will just try to start because program outcome is something which is related with our today's topic as well. The paradigm shift in program, the outcomes, measuring the outcomes. So you need to be very, very attentive for this important parameter, which is program outcome, then course outcome, and then innovative way to evaluate and assess these outcomes. It may not be related with simply PO or CO, but it is innovative way of assessment of outcomes, how we can do. Now, the program outcome, if I can say, there are how you can define outcome. So it starts with difference between output and outcome. I always say, like, we must able to differentiate between the output and outcome. Somebody is employed. We generally relate with how is a placement, how many number of papers you have, how many patents you have. It's all about, output. But then if you have the skill to write the patent, you have skills to innovate, you have skills to get place, and you have employability quotient, then you have outcome. So I would say outcome is basically a skill, which is at the end of any process. So now if it is course outcome, it is at the end of course. If it is a program outcome, it is at the end of program outcome. So at the end of the program. So program outcome, the definition is program outcome describes what students are expected to know, and be able to do by the time of graduation or the end of the program. It is by the time of graduation or end of program. It is not necessary only at the end of the program. You cannot acquire all 12 skills or 12 outcomes only at the end of the program. Certain things you can start from first year, and then over the period of times, 4 years, you will acquire everything. Outcomes enable attainment of PEO. That I have said earlier also. You cannot think of attaining the PEOs until and unless you have attained all program outcomes. The outcome is a skill acquired at the end of the process. It can be defined from achievement from the output. So basically, it is a competency, capability of the students during or at the completion of program, which every student must have while graduating from the institution. So it cannot be branch specific. All over the country, it may be NIT, IIT, Central University, Autonomous, maybe a state private university, Autonomous college, affiliated college, everyone. So in India, we have defined program outcomes. Earlier, we used to call it graduates attributes. Now it is program outcome. And we have defined these 12 program outcomes, and then everybody has to follow the same. Ensure that the graduate should have those outcomes. And these outcomes can be divided into 3 parts further, 3 or 4. So one is knowledge, which you are giving through 40 subjects of yours, which are fundamental cognitive content, core concepts, basic principles of inquiry. Skills, capacity of applying knowledge, analyzing, synthesizing information, could be a AI, data science, all these are skills. Attitude and value outcome. Okay. Attitude and value outcome, personal social values, ethical principles. So all these are attitude and value outcome. Then behavior outcome. So I would consider sometimes behavior could be part of attitude and value outcome only. So basically, now you have to categorize your 12 outcomes within these 3. Can you do that? So just we can start with 1 first, whether it comes in knowledge, second comes in knowledge, third comes in skill, or what. So you can define that. My understanding would say out of 12 program outcomes, we just have 4 related with the subject, domain, or knowledge. Rest all comes under part of skill, attitude, and behavior. I like to take up one question which is there, I guess. What about ethics? Do it applies to all outcomes? So yes, ethics is that applies to all outcomes. But again, the ethics, if you can see out of 12 outcomes, the ethics is being mentioned. So you cannot have PO to be only based on ethics, and ethics cannot be only at first year, ethics cannot be at final year, ethics cannot be related to only one outcome. It would be part of your life since beginning till end. So that's what would be ethics. It could be in everything and anything which you do. So then these are program outcomes which I have just listed, which you all know. So let's not go up to that. So we have seen, again, I'm revising vision and mission of the university or the school, vision and the college, vision and mission of the department or the school. Then third was program educational objective. The fourth was program outcome. And now it comes to be the next one is course outcome. So before we go to the course outcome, let's understand many a times faculties do mistake in understanding the difference between the course objective versus the course outcome. Let's understand that, and then we'll go ahead. Course objective means what teacher is supposed to teach. And course outcome is what student is supposed to demonstrate at the end of the program. That's the basic difference. When many times I've seen in course book and in the curriculum, the course objective is being mentioned, and then what the statements indicate, those are course outcome. The course objective is how teachers are supposed to teach the subject. It helps the teachers to see, to check the skills acquired by the students' achievement of objective or not, and wherein course outcome is measurable. It may be knowledge, it may be skill, it may be attitude, it may be ability. Certain courses gives you knowledge, right? Certain course will give you skills, right? The certain you have a subject of Python, so that may not give you knowledge, but I would say that as in skill. You may have subject on IPR that will give you, a skill, but not knowledge. It should be measurable. So course outcome has to be measurable. You should able to have some assessment tool, and through that you can measure. You should begin with the how it should start the course outcome. You can follow the Bloom's taxonomy, the latest Bloom's taxonomy. So that would be there. Now, few people define their curriculum in a way. If it is being, you can see somewhere in the NBA it is being mentioned, the course outcomes could be 4 to 6, up to 6. Now, few of you, they design the curriculum from CO1 to CO6, and they follow Bloom's taxonomy. So CO1 is related with the Bloom's taxonomy 1 and level 1. And then CO6 would follow the creativity in the same subject. So that will be based on BTL level 6, wherein the few universities, they do follow for first unit also. It will be related with the CO1, and within CO1 you can have a Bloom's taxonomy. So you will find out the understanding level 1, 2, 3 and so on. So maybe everywhere you cannot reach up to 6 every unit, but at some you can reach out to 1, 2, 3. At some you can reach out to up to 6 as well. So both the philosophies are being used and followed worldwide. This is a good diagram which will give you a closed loop or feedback system, which I talked at the beginning of my talk. That was the constituents of the program: alumni, mission, vision, stakeholders, advisory committee. Everybody will give you inputs, and then you can finally come out with,
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Shall we take a break now for 5 minutes?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll
So I'm just
at
completing this current figure which I have just shown, a closed loop system, and then we can stop. So we have these inputs from the stakeholder. We have our vision statement, mission statement, and then finally we also have the advisory committee, everyone. So we will write here PEO. From PEO, then we ensure that program outcomes are there, and then we have derived course outcomes. Finally, we do first assessment of course outcome, then we do the assessment of program outcome, and then finally we do the assessment of PEO as well. Wherever we find gaps, we do correct, we do analysis, and then finally that's nothing but the outcome based education. This is in nutshell. So this is part 1 of my talk, and then we'll shift to the course assessments and program assessment. Thank you so much.
Dear participants, we'll come back at 11:25.
ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യാം. മോളുടെ ആപ്ലിക്കേഷൻ നമ്പർ എനിക്ക് മെസ്സേജ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ഈ നമ്പറിലോട്ട് മെസ്സേജ് ചെയ്താൽ മതി.
PPTs will be shared to you at the end of the sessions with the consent of the resource person.
ഓക്കെ, ഇതിന് തിരിച്ചു വിളിക്കാമേ.
Recordings, madam, sure. It will be recordings will there. It will be. Private.
Dear participants, we'll begin our session shortly. Yeah, ma'am. Welcome back, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Yamuna. Dr. Yamuna, thank you so much. Dear participants, the next set of certain slides would be on design of outcome-based question paper and attainment of COPO, which is very, very relevant and very, very important. But before going with this conventional way of setting up question paper, even with the link to VTL, I wanted to appeal all of you to how you can be innovative in your assessments, how you can be innovative in your assessment, which is the topic of today. I have done certain innovations in the assessment, which I just wanted to narrate. And if you are also requested to throw light on that, if you have done such innovations, let's share the best practices which we all have in our institutions to understand and for the larger interest of the society. I did certain experiments because the institution was autonomous. So suppose the student right now is participating in Smart India Hackathon, reached up to some level, maybe at the institution level when you have shortlisted one. Earlier that was not there, but give students marks for attempt. If you are not giving marks for attempt, at least for the autonomous colleges or the universities, so ensure how the innovations would come. How you can say the students are trying to showcase their outcome. Outcome is not how many marks they got in for subject X, Y, Z, and W. The outcome is they are able to apply the knowledge which they have earned through these subjects and the skills which they have learned to the real life problem. If students are participating in Smart India Hackathon, or for that purpose, any hackathon, which are, right now the whole world is full of hackathons, industries are floating challenges. If they are applying, give them marks for that. And suppose the students who have won Smart India Hackathon, how many assessment agencies, how many industry have given that problem and assess them? At least there are 10 rounds within 3 days. If they stood first, second, or third, 10 industries have assessed them. Who are you to judge and to ask them further for the coding if they have done and developed and then they have been approved? So I have given them a grade and the marks for that, for the achievements which they had. So assessment, for me, the assessment was the challenge which was thrown by ministry. The outcome was their skill which they have, wherein they have satisfied the people who were involved in throwing the challenges. They were satisfied and they have been given ranking. It means the same problem is, if it is being given to hundreds, they are the one who have done correctly. So if 10 industry people have evaluated and endorsed them, why you require to have finally end term examination? Give them exemption. That's your innovation in assessment. That was one. If students are doing something good in NCC and NSS, why don't you give credits for that? If students are good, excelling in some of the curricular and extracurricular activity, why you are not giving them some marks, some weightage in the internal assessment? That's your innovation, because ultimately you are going to judge them on their complete 12 outcomes and not only knowledge. Their personality, their spirit, their teamwork, their leadership, their social values, their ethics, and everything. If student is publishing paper, it means the paper indicates the complex problem solving, because they must have understood and they must have taken up. And if they are so giving the solution for complex problem solving, then why you are not considering that to be attainment of your program outcome? Look at how many students do understand the complex problem solving and giving you, I would say these are some of the innovations in the outcome based education which you need to understand, that have innovation in your assessment may. If you can divide your internals, if you are autonomous, into number of parameters which will judge, which will evaluate their social values, which will evaluate their participation, which will evaluate their ranking, which will evaluate their participation in challenges, complex problem solving, projects undertaken, the research paper they are writing, everything and anything student does in the campus and maybe in academics, non-academics as well, have system in place to measure those. Somebody is good anchor right from first year to final year, is why he is supposed to get in, appear for communication skill paper. You have tested him, right? NBA, if you can see, if you can look at the ABET notes as well, the portfolio, if the student is handling portfolio, that is an indication of one of the major of students assessment. So portfolio has some weightage, right? have these innovations in mind, decide your own rules to assess your own students. Nobody else, and there cannot be a standard way of assessing anything. So yes, OB is practiced abroad. It's been practiced everywhere, all over the world. In fact, we have started little lateral stage, and then even in Asia, small countries as well, the OB is being practiced. There was a question, so I just tried to give the answer to that. So coming back to a complete today's topic, paradigm shift in assessment and evaluation practices in engineering graduates. So there is a tremendous, you can find out this paradigm shift in assessment, that you are not assessed on the knowledge, you are not assessed on your grade, do not indicate only your subject domain knowledge, but it also indicates your overall personality, it indicates your problem solving approach, it indicates your ethical values, it indicates your all outcomes which have been measured through different methods, and your grade and your CGPA should reflect your personality, all four attributes, but not only knowledge. With these words, I would like to start with outcome based, how you can design the question paper, which is based on outcome. The second part which I wanted to throw light on this, which I have followed, is how you can test creativity. So I have done one experiment which I like to say. The 6th unit or the last unit of your syllabus or curriculum, whichever subject you are teaching, should have named as, it should be open-ended. You can have advances in so and so, advances in device technology, advances in applications of artificial intelligence. So if you have given the name as open-ended, like advances, latest trends, and so on, this is especially for the autonomous colleges or universities. You can easily implement the same and you can write that, right? So if you have done so, give the open challenge and read out, ask students to read out some papers. The teacher also will be reading out the papers, otherwise there, with due respect, maybe somebody is updating his knowledge or her knowledge and somebody may not be. So instead of having specific points or topics mentioned in the last unit, please write open-ended. It is latest trends or advances. The faculty is supposed to read 1 or 2 applications, research papers, and the latest trends, and then can throw some open challenges to the students. And then when students would write that, you can say BTL level 6 is attained or not. How many students are able to take up that challenge within that course will indicate whether your course is being taught in correct fashion, and students' innovations are in place, and they have a creativity, and then they have understood, and they are able to apply the fundamentals which they have learned through unit 1 to 5. They are able to apply for unit 6. The unit 6 must be application oriented, latest trends, some case studies, some industrial case studies, or maybe latest trends, some papers could be part of that. So these are the 2 experiments which will give you, a lot of scope for innovation in every subject. Please do that, and then look at the third experiment which I have done is, so first I talked about the curriculum, or your CGPA should reflect the complete personality. So come out with, give some exemption to students for the exams. Second, I talked about the last unit to be based on the last unit should be based on your creativity, so you can have an open-ended. The next experiment which we have done is, if you have 3 assessments for your complete semester, so 2 units have been given, 1 assessment, so the last 2 units will have, assessment 3. So continuous assessment 3 or continuous assessment test 3, whatever you call it, and there would be a challenge, and give it the third test only on this assessment or innovation, or maybe a creativity or the application. And you will find for the same problem students have done, 50% students would do, they will apply their mind and they will give you unique solution, and you can, even present that in form of research papers along with your students. So the outcome of this subject would be, you can taste, the outcome is, the skill. So you can taste their creativity, you can see their taste, their innovation, and you can see their application of the knowledge for that particular subject to a real-time problem. And the output would be the papers, output would be the it may lead to some patent, it may lead to some startup thought, it may lead to some questions which will be, if you will address those, would be wonderful. So these are some of the inputs and experiments which I have done on the innovations in the assessment. OBE assessment is it skill based? Not necessary that it is skill based. It can be skill based, it may not be skill based, certain questions, but then the questions cannot be simple. You have to ask the questions based on BTL level only. Then you will able to measure the outcome and output. The next is, so look at how the course design, course outcome we can measure. So I have already given you this, pyramid diagram, but look at how the curriculum can be developed, and then how the questions can be asked, and finally how you can ask the questions as well. So you have program outcome. From program outcome, you can find out what are the performance indicator, and from performance indicator, you can find out what are the subjects which indicate that PI. And for each subject, you can define course outcome. Once you have course outcome, you expand that and it will become that course syllabus. This exercise we have done in Excel. I'll show you those Excel files as well if time permits. These are the BTL levels I was talking about. When you are asking questions, please ask on the BTL levels only. Don't ask define and write, explain short notes and so on. So when your subject is going to be, so it is recall, examine, apply, analyze, evaluate, and finally, as I said, BTL level 6, it has to be create. So it has to be, it must start with state your planning, invent, compose, design, construct, synthesize, and so on. For evaluate, you can use all these words. And we have done this experiment for last 3 years, and it would be that was wonderful experience. So now, if how you have to go for OBE framework setting for automated attainment analysis, there was software. Many companies have given these softwares. Now, if you have to come up with this software, what setting you need to have? So you define your PO, you define your PSO, you define your all setting, vision, mission, and everything. You take out the targets as well. Define your target, weightage for direct and indirect assessment, like 80-20 or what is there. Give the percentage conversion ranges for normalization, like 1, 2, 3. And then you define the for course level also, are you going to consider the indirect? Right now NBA is not considering, so we have not done. But in earlier it was there, so I have written. So weightage for the direct and indirect assessment, percentage of conversion ranges, and so on. Weaker students analysis ranges as well. All these settings if you do, and then I'm just going to show you certain, the software will give you the levels as well. So these softwares will give you finally, how many people have done, how many and what they have done. These kind of reports I'm getting through the software. Course outcome is like, suppose CO1. So Bloom's taxonomy level, how many marks you have given within your question paper, how was the class average, targets, and target was 3. and 60% approximately. How to set up target can also be one lecture. And then how many students have attempted, how much target is main, for CO1, how many questions were there. So there was a question on Bloom's taxonomy 1, then 2, then 3 on unit 1 only. And then how many marks were given, what is the percentage of students who have attempted. Total attainment was 46%, and then we could link it, how many are beginner, how many have developed, and how many are proficient. So these softwares are available all over, and then you can work on that as well. Mid-semester, if you have done, how many in the class, how many students have done, at what level they have performed, all reports are available through the software. The weaknesses, comparative study of the students, all that is available. I'm just showing you the software, how settings can be done. So this was through the software. The manually how you are supposed to do the course outcome and program outcome, I'm going to show you now. So as I have said, the course outcomes and the tools, the direct method could be, if you can see on the screen what I said I have done. So direct method for assessment could be, so indirect method for course outcome right now is not being used. Direct method, you have your class test, right? You call it continuous assessment examination, you call it continuous assessment test. It is basically paper pencil, or it could be a activity based, it could be a hackathon. All these innovations you can do. You can have online as well, basically right now because of pandemic. You can have one component of your course outcomes which is on continuous assessment basis, wherein you can have some questions which are competitive exam based, but all will be linked with BTL level. You can have poster making, mini model. They can prepare a model to explain. That could be activity based. You can ask them to deliver some seminar. You can ask them to write some short notes about maybe a feasibility study of that particular. Suppose they come out with a project. What is a feasibility study? What is a market survey? All that they can deliver the seminar, which is activity based seminar. It is not general seminar. So you are not testing their communication skill, right? You are testing what they have done. So if you have given some challenge, what have they seen? What are the competitive products which are available in the market? Are they able to do the feasibility study or market study? All that can be a base part of seminar. So the direct assessment tools would be the continuous assessment examination, like class test, you may call it as an, CAT, you can call it whatever. So those are periodic. Then you have teachers assessment parameters. So you have continuous assessment again. Then you have some direct assessment, right? You can have some test like assessment MCAT, you can have a CoCube test. There are various agencies which will give you, they can test your subject knowledge or domain knowledge basically. There could be industrial internship for a particular subject, which will give you, oh, student is good into marketing, student is good into HR. So some assessment could be there. That also can be related, and that can also be part of your course attainment, which may not then be done through a regular TAE-CAE. There could be end term examination. And then evaluation can also be done through internship, prizes, award prizes for paper presentation, patent, and subject portfolio, student portfolio related to that subject. There may be a hackathon which involves 3 subjects. So we have given exemption for those 3 subjects. There may be hackathon or problem which has been given for 4 subjects or 1 subject only. So it could be 1 subject. So all that will give you, all these will lead to your direct assessment for 1 course. So any query in that, I will be able to give you a reply for that, because this is very, very important, dear teachers. We need to be innovative. We need to understand we can design our own tool. These are not necessarily only these tools. You can always come back and you can have your own tools as well, right? But it is very important that you have So class test, it can be innovative. The way I said, the last unit can be there, wherein you are throwing, you are asking students to read out research paper. Your presentation could be on research paper about their understanding. There could be teachers' assessment, which are the TAE parameter. Internal practical, and so we don't conduct internal practical, it is through continuous assessment. And then end term examination. So you have term exam, you have practical exam. So, and other than that, these are direct assessment, but not necessary. All tools need to be followed in all universities. As I said, you should be one who shall decide what tools are to be used. Targets needs to be set tool-wise, course-wise, and then, so how we have done? What we have done is, we have seen the 2 years previous average for every test, 3 tests out of 20. So what was the average? For one particular subject, first test has average 11, second test has class average 10 out of 20, and third has 11. So the total final average for 3 tests was 11. The TAE parameters, there were 6 or 7 parameters, each of 4. So we have considered the average. Class average was good because small target, attainable, achievable target, and students have done internal practical through continuous assessment, and then external practical, and then external exam out of 60. What was the class average? Total out of 150, this was the average of the class, 92. So 92 by 150 into 3. So that was, 1.62 was the target which was set. So 1.62 on the scale of 3 was set as target, and then we were attaining. So if percentage attainment for above 50, then class level is 1. So if more than 50% students have attained this target, the level will be 1. If more than 60% have attained this target, will be level 2, and then level 3, and so on. And then you can find out, based on your score, how many students have gotten what. So, and then you can define for course CO1, what is attainment, CO2, what is attainment, CO3, what is attainment, and so on. Then end sem examination also, how many questions you have asked. Marks, maximum marks for the question, what was the weightage? So there were 2 questions which were asked on CO1 for the end sem examination. What was the weightage, and what was the average which was asked? CO2, CO3, and all CO. What could be a target for this? So target can be set maybe little higher, or the same target you can have. And then number of students scored above target can be, so percentage of students, and then the level can be defined. If level is there, then tool-wise contribution also can be calculated. And then finally CO attainment would be, because this was 60-40, internal were 40 and the external were 60 percentage. So it was CIE into 0.4 and ESC versus into 0.6. So this was the attainment. So overall attainment of the course will be average of CO1 to CO6. Target was 1.62, so it is attained. This is how you have to do for course. And then finally, the program outcomes, which you have to calculate, and program outcome is going to be attained in this fashion. So you have to have a program articulation matrix, which is known to, I think, everyone. So now, suppose there is one course, this course, computer aided design, suppose for mechanical. This course is mapped to PO 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on up to PO 12. And then out of 3 program specific outcome, it is mapped to only 1. Now, these are the 5 course level mapping. And the achievement is 4.46, 6.66, and then so on, because you must have gotten 1.62 or something into the level with which it is mapping for that particular program outcome will give you 4.46. And the PO1 is going to be all 40 subjects, whichever are mapped to PO1, attainment of that course and course mapping level. So this is for one course, attainment of course into course mapping level. You have to do it for all the courses which are mapped to PO1 and divide by total course mapping level. So this is graded. You can see here, number of courses which are given, number of courses, unconventional energy system, self-study, internship, major project phase 1, operational research, and so on, all the courses which are mapped to PO1. So all 40 subjects, whichever you have, whatever are the PO1 contribution, summation of all calculation, you can have a summation of all, divide by the attainment level. So which is finally putting in the formula, you will be getting 1.49, and you can convert that into percentage, divide by 3 into 100. So that will be, your a percentage of attainment, because it is in the level of 3. So this is going to give you. And same has to be done for every PO. So direct attainment and then indirect attainment. Indirect attainment is through program exit survey. So the finally you have direct attainment, indirect attainment. Somebody goes with 80-20, somebody goes with 60-40 here as well. We have gone for 80% weightage to direct assessment, and indirect we have given just 20%. And then finally, this is the attainment level of POs and the PSOs. And then this is the graph, how you can check the gap for that. So basically today's topic was not how to calculate COPO, but I would again read out. The topic was how we can be innovative in our way while calculating, while assessing the students. So paradigm shift in assessment, I would say it is based on what you are doing for a program. What you are doing for a program, how you are asking questions. Questions should be based on BTL level, so that their curiosity, you need to ask students the question what they know, and you are not supposed to ask the questions what they don't know. What they know, what level of understanding their understanding is, they have reached up to BTL level 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 or 6. It is not that what they don't know. Then you are not able to, then you will not able to attain and evaluate, their level as well. So my appeal to all of you, ensure that questions are BTA, Bloom follows the Bloom's taxonomy. Second, and ask them questions which will evaluate their BTL level, and don't ask them questions what they don't know. Third, it is not that you need to evaluate every student out of these rules. You can come out with your rules and regulation which have creativity, which has innovation quotient, and give the weightage for industry challenges, because then and then students will understand the problem solving and complex problem solving. Even if they are working with during internship, please evaluate them. Give them marks of what they are attempting. Give them marks of what they are trying to learn. Give them marks for their thought process, and give them mentoring for what they need to do, rather than having the same set monotonous question paper pattern. Have innovation in that. That's what my I would say the takeaway for today's session, and the broad topic which organizers have given. I really appreciate the theme which has been given, and theme which is there for the STTP. So with this, I would like to stop here and would like to take 8-10 questions which you can ask me, and that is how you will understand what needs to be done, how you can do the innovations in the challenges, which software and tools you are using for the course outcome. So we have used the softwares from many vendors. I won't like to take the name of one particular vendor, but nowadays every ERP has these facilities, and you can undertake any one of this and follow. So that's what for today. Once again, before I close this, I would like to thank you, Dr. Yamuna and the team and the principal of the college and all the organizing team for following and giving me opportunity to share some little knowledge of mine, which I could learn during the implementation with all of you. It's unending, and every day you learn and you look at others. Networking and sharing the best practices is the best way to adopt and follow the OBE. I have whatever I have said, so I have just listed in the last slide, which is you can evaluate the students through number of ways, and there is no fixed way of assessment, I would say. With this, thank you once again, and it is open for question answer.
Dear participants, you can ask your queries now. You can unmute your audio and you can ask the questions. You can unmute your audio and you can ask the questions. Or you can write in the chat box. Ma'am?
Yes, Dr. Yamuna?
Yes, thank you, ma'am, for the excellent introduction on the topic.
Yes.
And we have a few questions coming up.
Yes. I would kindly answer my query. What is this query? Dr. Sunny has asked which question? I have not understood. I have not seen his question.
No, ma'am. Ma'am, there is a question from Sharath. Which software or tool you are using for course outcomes?
Yeah, so that I have answered, ma'am, that there are no fixed softwares. I have used 3 softwares, naming one. So there are many. All ERPs are coming up with OBE system nowadays. Okay? Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, I think most of them have cleared their queries in the midst of your talk itself.
Yeah, I have done most of them. And Dr. Sunny has asked which one. Kindly answer my query. So I could not see his query. If he can speak out or he can share with everyone.
Dr. Sunny, are you there?
So Dr. Sunny Kuriakose.
Sunny Kuriakose, yeah.
So in case he is there, I can answer anytime. You can forward his query to me and I would like to reply anytime. So with this, thank you so much, ma'am. I take your leave. And that was wonderful to be with all of you.
Surely, ma'am, you have touched on almost all the topics in OBE. And thank you for your valuable time. And I hope that all the participants would have benefited a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Okay, ma'am. I think almost our question and answer session is over. Almost all the participants have cleared their queries. Okay, let's move on to the end of this session. The greatest gift you can give someone is your time. Because when you give your time, you're giving a portion of your life that you will never get back. Thank you, Preeti ma'am, for sharing your valuable time with us. We use this opportunity to extend our heartfelt thanks to you for being the eminent inaugural speaker and the resource person for our STTP. Ma'am, we will be privileged to get connected with you in future also. Thank you once again. I also thank Dr. Manoj Chandy, Associate Professor at Galgothias University, for your wholehearted support. Thank you once again. So we have come to the end of this session. We'll be having the next session at 2 p.m. Participants, you are requested to log in 10 minutes before the session, and the attendance link will be shared to you now. Please look in the chat box. Okay. Okay, dear participants, the attendance and feedback link has been posted in the chat box. Please enter it. And while entering it, please enter your AICTE ID also. The next session will begin at 2 p.m. The session will be by Dr. C. Thomas Abraham, the retired HOD, Lifelong Education, Mahatma Gandhi University. His session is on the topic, Role of Teacher in the OBE Scenario. Thank you all. Thank you once again.